Maybe I should try to lock in instead of hitting you up. One sentiment I have seen with multiple people in my life is girls that are afraid to like work out or be fit because there's like a beauty standard of them having to be abnormally skinny. Um, Before I start this video, I want to preface that I don't care about any way someone looks, in any way, shape, or form. So I don't want to act like I'm giving a new standard or anything like that. I think they're all stupid. You know what I think you should just be you, and do whatever the freak you want. But I just want to talk about the sadness that it brings me, because I don't think that's harmful to do. I think it's a better way to look at stuff, in my opinion. So basically, I've had multiple people in my life. I've had my sister. I had one of my long-term girlfriends in the past. Share that same sentiment where they were afraid to work out, right? They were afraid to even do a push-up because they didn't want to build muscle and then not fit the beauty standard, look too muscular and stuff like that. And there's one thing, right? There's one thing, if you genuinely deep down feel better about yourself looking one way, okay? But I think everyone can agree that you're deep down needing to feel this way is not because you were born like that, not because that's just how your brain thinks. It's because you've been conditioned. It's because you've seen around you, especially when it's literally the beauty standard. You know, like being like abnormally skinny and stuff. Like that's just literally what's shown to you all the time. So when that's what you want, it's probably not because you actually want it. It's because you were taught to want it. You were told to want it. You've basically been conditioned to think that you'll be more wanted if you looked like that. And I think everyone agrees when you think about that how horrible it is. And my personal take would be like, first of all, you can't even build muscle unless you try. You know what I mean? Like you gotta lock in to try to build muscle. You know what I mean? If you know anything about building muscle, it doesn't just happen. You don't just work out a few times and then have muscle. You gotta like eat. You gotta eat hella. So, there's obviously bigger problems that come with eating, like being overweight, than I think getting muscle should ever be. So number one, that was a problem, which then makes it sound like it's more of an excuse, with all due respect to you people in my life. It just it sounds like an excuse when you say that. But nevertheless, I just think it's really sad where it's coming from. Another thing I would say is that who cares? Who cares if someone doesn't love you? If someone isn't attracted to you because your arms are muscular? That's not someone you want in your life, bro. Like, I don't know. Visual stuff always goes two ways for me. Part of me wishes everyone was blind because we'd be happier and we'd stop being so visual. But then another part is like people who live visually just admit it in their day-to-day life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the same people right now who are just openly racist. Like, if you don't want to date someone that's racist and then you meet someone and they're racist, you don't date them. You know what I mean? So it's like the same thing where if someone is only going to date you because you look a certain way and then you don't look that certain way, they're not for you, right? So it's almost like a gift, because if you did look that certain way, you would be dating someone who is dating you just because you look that way. Like, do you understand that? Do you understand how stupid that is? That's stupid. That's dumb. You don't want to date someone, even if you fit even if they have this fantasy girl in their head and it's you. Still, why would you, you know what I mean? Why would you want that? Look wise, obviously, not like action wise, but I just don't get, I do understand, because I feel like it comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from a place of just being wanted. Like, every human wants to be wanted, right? So I think it just kind of comes from that, where it's like you see all these other girls in movies and shows and celebrities all fitting the same stereotype, and they're all getting stuff. So you're like, I want that too. So then you think you gotta match it. You know, you look around in class and all the pretty girls are the ones who are abnormally skinny, you know, and just all the standards and stuff. But the goal should never be to reinforce the standards. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's not our job as one person to fix them all, but I think it is our job to play a part to not reinforce it. So playing into them is still reinforcing them. If you disagree with the standards, but then you think you need to look a certain way just to get people to love you, you're playing in this. Sorry, I just dropped my fidget spinner, but you're playing into the standards, right? So that's never the goal. I think the goal should never come down to comparing. I think the goal should never come down to just visual. I think like we can all agree on that, but so many people are just obsessed with looks, man. Obsessed. And they don't even know it. And once again, I bring this point up a lot, but I can do my best to not fall into this trap, right? Like, I can do my best to not live by standards. I can do my best to not see other people with standards, right? I mean, with like my own set of standards and comparing them to it, right? But what I can do is control them, so it still hurts me. Like, I can do everything perfect and like someone just for them. I can not live by a standard, but then everyone else is viewing me with a with a lens of standard. I don't know how to like explain that into like actual words, but they're viewing me with these glasses of standard, you know, and they're comparing me to it all the time when I don't even compare myself to it, right? So it's one of those things. It's like I can do everything in my power, but it's still hurting me. It's still leaking onto me everywhere, you know, and there's nothing I can do about it. I always bring it up too when I say that is like having little cousins, having a little sister, like all that stuff really hurts when the world is so visual and standardized. You know what I mean? Like, it just isn't great. It isn't great, man. It bothers me even pretty heavily, right? Like, I don't think about it. I'm not staying up at night thinking about it. Well, besides right now, but it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal. There are people out there who don't want to live a healthier life. They don't want to do what's better for them just because it will make them more muscular, which isn't the standard. You know what I'm saying? Like, objectively, what are we doing here? Right? Like, you could be adding years onto your life by exercise. Okay, I'm not trying to be some like guru LeBron hope core, but you could be adding years onto your life by exercising. You are literally a healthier, more energetic, more motivated, more focused person the more you are committed to certain things like exercising, right? Not limited to just that, but it is a healthy thing to do. So not doing that just because it'll make you muscular, you know, I don't know. It just shows me that we're going downhill, right? I'm not going to say my preferences. I'm not going to try to tell you what standard I want to push. All I'm going to say is that objectively, right? We zoom out. Take my consciousness, throw it out the window, right? Act like I'm an all-seeing God being. And what I would say is that that's stupid. Not you're stupid for thinking it, but just the fact that exists, the fact that it exists and it's pushed and it's part of society and it's the standard, like that's dumb, no matter what way you look at it. And I just wish it wasn't such, because it does be bothering me, man, to think that all my little cousins are going to have to go through the same stuff, right? That I can't do anything about. It's very weird. Yeah, but I got hope. I say that a lot. I think there will be a lot of good people in the world soon, and they'll figure out how to do really cool things to combat all this stupidness, all this dumbness, right? I said this in another video, but I do think everything's going to be split into two people. disciplined people who enjoy making long-term goals, who enjoy creating things, who enjoy learning things, who enjoy sharing things, who enjoy collaborating, who enjoy getting out of their comfort zone just for the fun of it. And then the other set of people is going to be people who just are like Wall-E world. Like the movie Wall-E, where they just like sit back and consume everything. The people who have auto scroll on TikTok, what do we do? You know, two different types of people here. Basically, I think you get the point. I think the gap of intelligence is going to grow. I think the gap of a lot of things are just going to get extreme. So pick your side, man. Do not fall for these stupid traps. They're not made to help you at all. They're not. No one created a beauty standard with the intention to make you happy. No one created a beauty standard to better your life. Nope. Nope. It's for other people to have power and control over us. It's for other people to make their money and not give a damn about how happy or content or whatever we are. So, yeah, I think that's pretty important to realize. Yeah, it's just something that bothers me sometimes, so I wanted to talk about it. But subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Comment down something you learned. Comment down something I should talk about. Comment down how much you hate me. I don't care. But I want you to. And listen to Blakey on all platforms. Blakey, music, Blakey, music, everywhere. And then send this to someone who might need it, I guess. That could be informational. But I'll see y'all. 12 minutes. 4, 3, 2, 1, 12.